Bob's Movie Review. Gonna tell us what's true. Bob's Movie Review. Got opinions to view.
Hello there, fellow film buffs. Today I'm excited to talk about a trip down memory lane with Kevin Smith's latest release, the 4:30 movie. This nostalgic flick is hitting theaters on September 13th, 2024. And I've got to give a huge shout out to Saban Films for sending over a review screener. Always appreciated. Now, for those of you who might not know, Kevin Smith has a knack for bringing us stories that blend humor with heartfelt moments, and the 4:30 movie is no exception. Clocking in at an hour and 28 minutes, this R-rated comedy takes us back to the neon-lit days of the 1980s, where three boys are determined to make the most of their day at a local movie theater. Their mission? To sneak into as many films as possible without getting caught by the staff, all while one of them is nervously preparing for a big date at, you guessed it, the 4:30 showing. The film stars Austin Zajur, Nicholas Cirillo, Reed Northrup, and Siena Agudong, and Jeong. And let me tell you, this cast delivers a performance that's as lively and colorful as the decade it's set in. Each character brings a unique charm to their role, making these characters feel real, relatable, and above all, fun to watch. Whether it's Zajur's portrayal of the nervously excited teen or Cirillo's turn as the group's wisecracking ringleader. There's a sense of authenticity here that really pulls you into the story. And for those of you who are longtime fans of Kevin Smith, you'll be pleased to see he's brought along many familiar faces from his past projects, creating a reunion of sorts that's as enjoyable for the audience as it seems to have been for the cast. One of the things that the 4:30 movie does well is capturing that classic 1980s vibe. From the fashion to the soundtrack, the film is drenched in nostalgia. It's a time capsule of an era when movie theaters were the place to be, especially for kids looking for a bit of adventure. The setting feels authentic, almost as if you stepped back in time to a world of big hair, bigger dreams, and blockbuster hits. And while the film stays true to its period setting, it also sprinkles in a few modern winks and nods, like jokes about things we know today that people in the 80s would have had no clue about. These moments add a clever layer of humor, playing off the audience's knowledge and adding a bit of extra flavor to the script. But here's where things get a little mixed for me. While the movie is certainly amusing and has its moment, I found the humor to be more mild than I was hoping for. Given Kevin Smith's reputation for sharp wit and laugh-out-loud dialogue, I was expecting a bit more in the way of belly laughs. Instead, the film delivers more of a steady stream of light chuckles. Don't get me wrong, the jokes are there, and they're delivered with the kind of timing and charm you'd expect from this talented cast. But if you're going into this film expecting the kind of rapid-fire humor that leaves you gasping for air, you might find yourself a little underwhelmed. That said, the film's strength lies in its characters and the journey they take. It's a classic coming-of-age story where the boys learn important life lessons amidst their hijinks and misadventures. There's a warmth to the way these lessons are presented, making it more than just a simple comedy. It's about friendship, growing up, and the bittersweet realization that childhood doesn't last forever. These themes are timeless, and Smith handles them with the kind of care and affection that's made him a beloved filmmaker for decades. Let's also take a moment to appreciate the movie's pacing. At just under an hour and a half, it doesn't overstay its welcome. The story moves along at a brisk pace, keeping you engaged without dragging. Each scene serves a purpose, whether it's to advance the plot or develop the characters further. The balance between humor and heart is well struck, even if the laughs don't hit as hard as they could. And the 1980s setting isn't just window dressing, it's integral to the story, influencing everything from the characters' actions to the situations they find themselves in. So where does that leave us? The 4:30 movie is a nostalgic feel-good trip back to a simpler time. It's got a lot of heart, a bit of humor, and a cast that clearly loves what they're doing. If you're a fan of Kevin Smith 1980s cinema, or just for a movie that feels like a warm retro hug, then this is definitely worth checking out. Just temper your expectations if you're looking for a comedy that's going to have you in stitches. All in all, I'm giving the 4:30 movie a solid 3 out of 5. It's a fun, breezy watch that's perfect for an afternoon at the theater, just like the kids in the movie. You might find yourself sneaking in for another viewing. Thanks again to Saban Films for the screener and to all of you for tuning in. Until next time, enjoy the show, and remember, life's too short to skip the previews.
I've been wondering Bob's thoughts on the latest blockbuster scenes. Does he say it's all worth seeing, or just some dream? Bob's movie review, gonna tell us what's true. Bob's movie review, got opinions to give.